episode 27. Tim, my
Yes,
man.
sir.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. One thing you and I just didn't. We were talking before we even got on here. We didn't even talk about this, but we crossed a huge milestone that we were talking about last episode, right?
Yes, we did. We hit
And
it.
that is the amount of downloads we've had so far. Billy, we're gonna say it on the count of three. We're gonna say it on three. All right, you ready?
All right.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
1, 2.
10,000.
As you can tell, we didn't practice that at all. But
Not at all.
this is such a huge milestone for us. I know we're both like super proud of it, and we can't thank you guys enough for being part of that journey. Without you out there downloading, like it's not ever gonna hit that.
Right. And yeah, it's a great accomplishment. And hey, hit that download button. You know, we love it. We love it. It makes our day.
Just getting better like fine wine.
That's right.
Or aged bourbon.
Oh, I like it.
As I point to my bourbon, like nobody can see that, but
yeah,
it's there. I promise.
The bourbon's behind him. Yep.
Oh no, but that was such an exciting threshold to cross. Like that made me feel like, all right, we're doing good.
We're doing good, sir. Yes, sir. It's been an incredible journey, and I've loved every minute of it.
I know. I can't believe it's already like into May already.
I know.
And with all that being said, what'd you get up to this weekend?
Man, okay, so this weekend, Chloe had her 9th birthday party. Her birthday was a couple weeks ago, but with dance recitals, practices, and pictures, and all the things as a busy 9-year-old has, we had to push her party back. But she had designed from start to finish to the detail a sleigh spa day party for her and a couple of her friends that came over.
Nice.
I mean, they had like feet soaks, they had face masks, she did all these hors d'oeuvres that she made and cucumber water, real fancy. And so they had fancy. Yeah, they had a fantastic time. Now, I was not slay enough to be invited to it. I just had to go pick up the cookie cake and drop it off. But it was a girls only party. Grandma, or Gramburger as we like to call her, she came down for it to help Michelle because
I bet that was a lot of work.
Yep. And I'm just out doing my own thing,
Well, to be fair, I was talking to you on the phone this weekend and you were out running errands. You were getting Chick-fil-A for them. You're picking up cookie cake. So, you did a big part. You kept them fed and happy.
I did as much as I possibly could, cleaned, because they were in our bathroom for some of the spa stuff, like the soaking of the feet and stuff like that. So I had to make sure the bathroom was nice and clean. And I mean, Chloe has made, like, I would say at least 50 pieces of art that was all around the house for party decorations, handmade.
Wow.
Like, she planned this thing to the T, and thankfully they had a blast. Everybody showed up. That's always a big worry when, you're planning a kid's birthday party, that everybody shows up. And they did, thankfully. But oh my goodness. Yeah, she had a great time. I went and had lunch by myself. I went and got an oil change. Went to the movies.
Yeah.
Just try to bide my time till I can come back home. So that's what I did.
Now, I thought you said she created an escape room. Did they do that or no?
She deleted this. She had that all planned out. She had all the things, but last minute she cut it. It was cut. They just didn't. Yeah, but she had everything made and planned, but she was like, I guess it didn't go with the vibe of the party, the flow, if you will.
Right. Okay.
She would make an amazing event planner.
Well, it sounds like she's in the beginnings of that stage of her career already.
Oh my goodness. But Lily had a great time. And, Lily's always the younger one because all the friends are, Chloe's age. And so they let her participate just like normal. And so that was really sweet. And
that was nice.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good time. How about you? What have you been up to, sir?
Well, since we last spoke, we had a busy weekend. Our daughter Lauren, who's her junior up in college, she had her spring musical, which was Anastasia. They did.
Oh, nice.
Have you seen Anastasia?
I haven't seen the play. I mean, I've seen the cartoon. Is it based off of that, or is it?
To be honest with you, I have no idea. I can't remember the cartoon. I mean, it's the whole story about, Anastasia and surviving the coup
Sure.
that happened to her family and stuff like that. So Lauren was in that all weekend. So we were up there a couple times and just staying busy with work and life and
Nice.
try to relax a little bit. We got, as always, we have travel coming up. So just trying to
Always.
stay always. So
What?
just
You
trying
own
to
a
stay ahead
travel
of it.
business? What?
Say what? Exclusivetravelpartners.com, where you can work with Billy. He books vacations, man. His services to you are always free and complimentary.
That's right.
So, anyhow, check us out if you want to go on a vacation. We can get you there. All right.
Absolutely.
That was an ad that we weren't planning on doing, but it's an ad that matters.
It happened. Yep, it's there.
It's there. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we just get caught up in that this weekend, and just, you know how it is on the weekend, trying to catch up on things and get stuff set up for the week to come, and that's where we're at. And I'm ready for today. I'm excited for today's podcast.
Oh, dude, today's podcast is one that I have been looking forward to. So, I guess without further ado,
well, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Are you ready, my friend?
You better believe it. Let's get into all the everything, y'all.
All the everything, we've got it all. We've got it all, small, big or tall. So grab your snacks, sit back, don't stress. Cause Tim and Billy talk about the randomness. From ancient Rome to UFOs, we'll take you where the weirdness goes. It's two guys talking way too loud about stuff that makes no sense, but we're kinda proud. Let's go to the madness.
Well, welcome back to another amazing episode of All the Everything Podcast. As always, I'm one of your co-hosts, Tim Sawhook, and I'm joined by the baddest man in the galaxy, Billy Parchman.
Hello, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Let me since I have it, let's
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. You like that?
I do like that.
For our listeners, I just put the hood up.
Put the hood up.
Yep.
We're talking about monks today. And
Space monks.
Space monks.
That's right.
I know, but I know this is an episode we talked about even before we started the podcast, when we were talking about potential episodes and things we could talk about. It was a big one. And we've kind of just, I don't know why we've been putting it off, but it was time. Billy was ready to explode. He was
27 episodes in. But this week is a very special week. And so
how special is it?
You know how special? Well, this week, this episode comes out on May the 1st.
Right.
On May the 4th. That is a Star Wars holiday.
Yes.
May the 4th be with you.
And also with you,
Thank
our
you,
listeners.
Sir. And then
And
if you like that dark side, don't forget Revenge of the 5th on the 5th.
Oh, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo, too. You can have a margarita on that day as well.
It gets very confusing, when your revenge is coming, but also celebration. So
Yes. So enjoy a dark side margarita on the 5th. So
maybe you can wake up on the dark side and then finish the day with a margarita.
That's right. That just brings you over. They're green, so that it brings you from the red to the green, right?
That's true.
Ooh.
See, you're always thinking. Good job, Billy.
Unless you get a strawberry and you just want to stay on the dark side, just stay on the dark side.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, there's choose your own adventure.
But yeah, very big week for us Star Wars fans out there. If you've heard, I think I actually said this to Tim the other day. I was like, in my life, you got Jesus at top, right?
Yeah.
You got my family, my friends, and then you got Star Wars.
I'm going to say to our listeners, did you notice how he didn't even put his health above Star Wars? He's been working so hard on his health that he scrapped it for Star Wars.
I mean, I love some Star Wars. And so I think this episode is going to be a very special episode, even if you're not into Star Wars, right?
Well, Billy, it's a big episode. I think you should drop a little bit of knowledge on what's this episode all about, my friend?
Well, this episode is Star Wars for people who don't care about Star Wars. And so, if you don't know,
people don't care about Star Wars.
There are some people out there that might not care about Star Wars. And so just hang with us. Let us tell you what is good about Star Wars and why you should give it a chance.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as the Jedis would say, give peace a chance, right?
That's right. And so, I think I think this was appropriate for everybody. And if you love Star Wars already, hey, just strap in because
Yeah.
I think we have a good one for you today.
And if you like Star Wars and you're very knowledgeable, don't come for us, all right? Just because even though when you feel like you're the biggest nerd about something, there's always the bigger nerd, always,
Oh, yeah,
who knows more.
always.
So we encourage any constructive feedback, but please don't come for our picks if you don't mind. It's too personal. It's too hurtful. We can't do it.
Yeah.
All right, folks, buckle up. Today's episode is for the people who've spent their whole lives dodging one of the biggest fandoms in the galaxy. You know who you are. You've never seen the movies, or maybe you tried and said, meh, not for me. But here's the thing. Have you ever wondered why so many people are obsessed with Star Wars? Why they get so emotional about it? Why do they name their kids after Jedis and have lightsabers hanging in their living rooms? Well, today, you're going to find out all about it. Because my co-host, my brother from another galaxy, has something to say. And let me tell you, this just ain't for the super fans. This is for the skeptics, the haters, the people who say, I don't get the hype. Well, after this, you just might. Billy, hit him with it, my friend.
All right. Lean in, because what I'm about to talk about is Star Wars. And before you roll your eyes or skip ahead, stop. Give me 60 seconds. Actually, give me your heart for 1 minute.
I'm in.
I know what some of y'all are thinking. It's just a bunch of space stuff, lightsabers, robots, nerd things. But I'm here to tell you, Star Wars isn't just a franchise. It's a feeling. It's a movement. It's modern myth wrapped in action, heart, and yes, just a little bit of space magic. But underneath all the explosions, the alien languages, it's a mirror, a galaxy-sized reflection of everything we deal with right here and right now. It's about growing up and realizing the world isn't what you thought it was. It's about choosing to be better, even when your past is messy. It's about losing the people you love and still finding the strength to fight for what's right. It's about hope when everything feels dark. You think Star Wars is about ships and wars? Nah, it's about you. It's about the moment you stand up when nobody thinks you can. It's about staring down your fears, your inner Vader, if you will, and saying, not today. It's about the rebels, the underdogs, the people who are told you'll never matter. And then they grab their lightsaber or their blaster or just some courage and say, watch me. It's every time you felt like you didn't fit in, every time you had to choose between who you were and who you want to be, every time you thought about giving up and didn't. That's Star Wars. That's why it's lasted for nearly 50 years. Mm-hmm. That's why it makes grown adults cry, cheer, and even argue about it like their lives depend on it, because that's the thing. Because deep down, we all want to believe we're more than what this world sees, that we're destined for something greater. And yeah, lightsabers are freaking awesome, all right? But the real magic, it reminds us, no matter how far gone you think you are, no matter how small you feel in this giant universe, you still have a spark. So maybe it's not just a movie. Maybe it's the thing that wakes up the Force in you.
Woo! I'm ready to go fight a war right now. Billy, that is more like a go into the halftime locker room and give that speech. You have to believe.
You have to believe. Yeah, get people amped. Got the goosebumps, man.
Oh man, I was feeling it. I was in the story, and I'm pumped.
Good. That's what I was going for. Thank you, sir.
Nicely done. All right. So for the rest of you out there,
yeah,
Billy just gave us the full Jedi sermon. Preach, hands in the air, hallelujah, praise the Lord. He gave us the heart, the hype, the emotional core of Star Wars. But maybe you're still like, cool speech, Billy, but I don't know the difference between a Jedi and a Jawa. Totally fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. This is how to explain Star Wars without being a nerd. No gatekeeping, no trivia, just real talk. If someone asks what it's about, you say the following. It's a giant space saga about good versus evil, messed up families, and trying to fix your mistakes by flying cool ships and swinging glowing swords. Hell yeah. I'm all about the glowing swords. bring that on. How many times did you ever play with like a flashlight growing up and like,
Oh my
boom,
goodness.
baby, like you felt like you were a Jedi? Like it's
Yeah, I'm almost 42 years old, and
Mhm.
I still, when I go to the grocery store and those automatic doors, I still use the Force to open every single time.
I know. I mean, that is so funny you said that because I think so many men and women out there who love Star Wars do the same thing. You know, you like time it with the door, or
Oh,
time it with something, or I was doing that recently. We were at a resort and or down at Universal, and there's a button on the wall to shut the curtains. And when you hit it, the curtains would either open or shut. And I'd be like using the Force, and
yes, sir. That's
and
just
I'm and I managed to do it without Leslie seeing me. So that's good. But she wouldn't have been surprised.
it would, yeah, it is what it is.
But anyhow, back to our episode. So it is about the swinging glowing swords. So that's the truth. Lightsabers are awesome, but it's the people who make Star Wars a hit.
Mhm.
So you've got the Jedi. They're the peacekeepers with crazy powers, trying to stay calm while everything burns around them. We can all relate to that, right?
Mhm.
And then you've got the Sith. Their whole vibe is power, anger, and control. It's like light versus dark, but with feelings and like really deep rooted ones, right?
Right.
Then we got Darth Vader, right? We all know him, love him, hate him, scare from him, or whatever. So that's just not some villain in a mask. That's a guy who lost everything, made terrible, terrible choices,
Mhm.
and now he's trapped in his own consequences. He's scary and tragic, and he's what happens when you let pain take the wheel and not Jesus, right?
That's right. Jesus, take the wheel.
Pain, take the wheel. Yeah.
No.
And so you're welcome for that free concert. And so the cool part about it all is that some battle between light and dark, hope and fear, is going on inside every character. And yeah, inside us too. And that's why it sticks with everybody.
Mhm.
So now, if you want to sound like you get it without going complete fanboy, here's your cheat sheet. All right.
Okay.
Star Wars quotes. Here we go.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys might remember this one. You've heard it before. May the Force be with you.
That's right.
One of
And
the
also with
biggest quotes in pop culture that people say on the regular every single day, right?
On your shirt.
It's on my shirt, right? May the Force be with you. You can see it. If you're listening, you missed out on quite an epic show of my shirt there. But the biggest quote people hear all the time, may the Force be with you. What does that mean? It means good luck to you, right?
That's
Stay
right.
grounded. Trust yourself. Even if the odds are crazy and everything's stacked against you, may the Force be with you. How many times have you used that, Billy? Like on a weekly basis? I mean,
every single day.
It's there.
It is. It is. I mean, it's just every single day. Yeah, that is a standard quote that I may the Force.
Like, hey, I got to spend the weekend with my in-laws. Exactly.
May the Force be with you.
And then you have one of the classic lines we've talked about before is, I am your father.
That's right.
We talked about this last week when we talked about the Mandela effect, right? And we were talking about how people assumed it was Luke, I am your father, but the real line was, I am your father. And with that was like one of the big plot twists ever. Like, were you blown away when you first heard that line?
That is one of the most cinematic, like historic scenes out of all movies.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that one was not, they kept it a secret. The only person that knew that was Luke, or Mark Hamill, and James Earl Jones, and then the directors. And so Harrison Ford was actually at the premiere, and he leans over to Mark, and he was like, "Why didn't you tell me that was that was a thing?"
Yeah, so I mean, like, I am your father. You know, biggest plot twist, like you said, iconic, emotional, still hits today. I told you that's the first thing I said to my son when he was born. Yep. Luke, I am your father. It was the first words he ever heard from my mouth. Iconic, right? Then there is the do or do not. There is no try. That's right. Famous quote from our little tiny friend Yoda. You know, it's about stop stalling. Be about it. Either you're in or you're out. You know, there's try or not try. And I have used that so many times with like family, with Leslie, like something in a silly situation, you know, about fixing something, doing something, whatever. And, you know, that is another real common quote that you can use anywhere, right? Is Yoda one of your mentors?
I absolutely love Master Yoda. Mm.
Yeah, you
Yep.
got it down. You got it down. I got a couple more for you.
Okay.
How about I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh,
Who says that line, Billy?
about 57,000 people. It is always setting up something. I've got a bad
Yep.
feeling about that. Is like almost in every single kind of Star Wars
Mm-hmm.
like canon or whatever. That's just I got a bad feeling about this.
It's that gut instinct we get all before something wild and crazy goes down. You're like, I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Now, you can say that's not Star Wars didn't give us that line in life. I think a lot of people have maybe said that before, but Star Wars made it popular. It made it more of a common thing that you would say, and people kind of give that nod and wink to Star Wars. You don't have to be like, that was Star Wars, right? People just know, right?
Right.
People just get it.
Yep.
And then another common one that pretty much happens all the time in Star Wars, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. If something looks too good to be true, even in the galaxy, it probably definitely is. So these are some common ones, Billy, that people use probably many times a day in different variations, right? Around the world.
Absolutely. I always like to go, hello there, like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
When he jumps down in episode 3, he's about to fight General Grievous, and so he jumps down. Hello there. It's iconic. I love it.
It is.
Love it.
It is. Oh, I want to go watch that movie right now.
Oh, it's out at the theater. So that's actually what I went and saw on Saturday, the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, episode 3 in the theaters.
How was
now.
that, by the way?
Oh
was it
my
cool to go
gosh.
back and see it this theaters again?
It's almost a sold out theater, right? It's been out for a few days, and they said this re-release is going to generate more revenue than any other re-release theater in the theaters ever. It was a theater full of just Star Wars fans. Like before the movie, Hayden Christensen came out, did like a little scene, like, "Hey, thanks so much for coming in and watch the 20th year anniversary."
You mean like at the actual theater?
That would have. I mean, he did. Him and Samuel L. Jackson actually did go to one, not one in Tuscaloosa, unfortunately.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, they actually surprised a theater the other night, and then had like a little lightsaber duel there, which was really cool. But yeah, the video of Hayden, and then he come on the screen, and everybody was like, ah! Like my people, and I bought a D-box seat. So ours has D-box, our theater does, and that is seats that move with the action. And so anytime you get like a big Star Wars movie or a big Marvel movie that that there's a lot of things, it kind of, especially like when you're flying, it kind of just drifts back and forth. Or if it's a lightsaber duel, it's just like, like give you whiplash.
The whole time you're like getting
awesome.
your butt kicked.
Yeah, and so that's what I did. Loved it.
Well, at least you got the D-box and not the D-bag seat.
That's right.
D-bag is for the people who are all the way in the front row who deserve not to see the screen all the way, and they're jerks.
Yep.
You get the D-bag seat. If you treat the people who make your popcorn mad, they're like, "Oh, we're going to reassign your seat. You're in the D-bag seat now."
That's right. Just be cool.
But, yeah, just be cool, man. Just be cool. You don't have to cause any problem. Don't yell chicken jockey, and everything will be okay. But going back to my quotes about trying to fit in the popular culture, you can use some of those, and people will think you've been watching Star Wars since 1977. Yes, even if you've only seen the Baby Yoda memes, like we've all seen them. Everyone who's if you don't, I think Baby Yoda might be one of the most popular things in Star Wars right now, like in general. Yes. I think people would recognize that around the world.
Grogu, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Please don't go. And look, you don't have to memorize the Skywalker family tree. I have it. I could not ever even close to recite it. But just know it's about fighting for what's right, even when it's hard. It's about redemption, loyalty, sacrifice, and rebellion. All the good stuff that Star Wars is made of it. So yeah, Star Wars is epic, but it's also real. Not because of the lasers and the battles, but because it's about people who keep choosing hope. And that's why it's a story worth knowing and sharing.
That's right. Oh, love it.
Woo.
Love it, love it, love it.
All right. So we got to get into some more of this. We got a lot to share, right?
That's right.
We've explained a lot here in the why and the how. So let's say someone actually is interested. They are Star Wars curious, as you might say.
Sure.
They've never seen anything, or maybe they watched one movie once and didn't get the hype. what do you show them first? What is the gateway drug for Star Wars?
Yeah, we're about to build the ultimate starter kit for someone who's never been to a galaxy far, far away. So round one, the first watch. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Tim, here's our first question. What is the first thing you would show a Star Wars newbie?
I think you take it back to the very beginning. I think you take it back to Star Wars 4, A New Hope, because it's the one that kicked off everything for us.
Mhm.
The first part of the canon that was ever exposed to everybody,
That's right.
learning about Luke growing up and start to find out about Ben Kenobi, who he was, and then the coming of age story of Luke, and now he develops with the lightsaber, and then he starts to see the real battle between good and evil and what that's like with the Force and all those different things. I feel like that just lays the groundwork, right? Could you still hop into any other movie and be super excited about it? Absolutely, totally. But for me, since that is like the gatekeeper episode, I think for everyone who got it started, that would have to be the one for me.
That's right. That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's people are saying episode 4, like Star Wars 4, wouldn't you start at 1? Well, for those who've never
Yeah.
they're just not into Star Wars. In 1977, A New Hope came out. And so it kind of picks up at a pretty epic timeline, but there's a whole timeline before, there's a whole canon beforehand that
Oh
they
my
went
gosh.
back and they made those movies in the 90s. So in the 70s and 80s, you get they went back and renumbered them, but you get episode 4, 5, and 6.
Mhm.
And then in the 90s, they give you, and in the early 2000s, they give you 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
And then that's kind of like, it starts the story.
Yeah.
And then you have your others, your originals, and then the Disney ones that come in afterwards. And that takes place after episode 6. And
So my question is, if I'm new to this and I'm hearing episode Star Wars 1, the one I have to watch, starts at 4, why the heck did he not start with 1, 2, 3? Why did he go for 4, 5, 6?
Right. I think it's just kind of, he wanted to tell the story of and have that ultimate villain of Darth Vader. That's kind of like my fill-ins on that. And that's kind of like where we get, the start of
Yeah.
Luke finding out who his father was, and everything like that. And so it was a great, I guess, starting point where if you're going to make a movie, this tells everything. And so then they just go back later and backtrack. So they built the fandom based off of A New Hope. It's a great place to start. You can start at episode 1, The Phantom Menace. But if I had to pick one, and you've already taken New Hope, which is a fantastic place to start. I'm going to go actually with The Empire Strikes Back. Okay.
Oh, love that movie.
So if you just had to start with something and you want to be, there's already some storyline that's already built up from A New Hope. But if you want to just watch one movie, Empire is often considered the best Star Wars movie out of all of them because it has everything you need to be. It has everything in it that just can hold you captive, right? As a newbie, it builds on the foundation that A New Hope lays out with like just the characters get deeper storylines,
right?
Development. It has epic action, and the story just takes you to a whole nother level. And it also has that most iconic scene that says, "I am your father," and that just like we said earlier, that scene just shocked people.
Oh yeah.
Like you have this hero that's fighting his dad. He doesn't know it's his dad. This evil, one of the baddest villains in the history of all cinema. Right. You find out that, hey, that is your dad. And how would that make you feel? Yeah. And so
basically his dad's a serial killer, right?
Exactly. And it takes this whole fighting good versus evil movie, and it just makes it personal. It and unforgettable. It draws, like it just brings in the family drama. Oh, yeah. I was fighting the bad guy, but oh snap, I'm now having to fight the worst bad guy is my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
But you also get Master Yoda, the introduction of Master Yoda. You get the battle on Hoth with all the big AT-ATs, like the big
Oh yeah.
robotic things that have 4 legs that kind of look like deers a little bit, and they have their blaster and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. You
You
get
also hear
thrilling
them called as AT-AT walkers. You'll hear that probably more
AT-AT or
commonly.
AT-ATs.
Yeah.
It's up to
AT-ATs
you.
is for the nerds like us.
Yes, that's right. That's right. But you can call them AT-ATs. That's totally fine. You get thrilling lightsaber duels with Darth Vader. And so it's just a movie that could just leave you hooked and wanting more.
Mhm.
Its core message is of hope and resilience. It is a darker movie than like A New Hope is.
Right.
But it's a great thing. If like you're just going to watch one movie, you're like, okay, I'm just going to watch one Star Wars movie. It's a good choice. Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Epic. So many big parts, like you said. Yeah.
All right. So let's just say you don't have time for a whole movie, right? You want to
Right.
watch one scene to rule them all. Tim, what scene would you pick for a Star Wars newbie just to watch, just to get the feels of Star Wars?
Well, first, I'm going to say this is like an impossible question, right?
Right.
When you think about the scope of all the movies, the Disney series they've done on Disney Plus, and there are so many amazing scenes. So really, it could be one of like 50 to 100 answers, right?
Right.
For the one for me that I love from the episode 1, which is the Phantom Menace,
Right.
and it is Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul.
Oh,
now that has one of the most epic scores for music during that fight scene. It's one of the best. I just love it because there's like those dividers that come up, there's electronic like fence things come on, and they have to like stalk each other back and forth, and as soon as it goes off, they're fighting. And spoiler alert, he does kill Darth Maul.
Or so you think. He does come back later. Wink.
Yeah. Wait a minute, where does he come back at?
Clone Wars.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, what?
You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, Clone Wars. But it's an epic battle, and I think for anybody who likes excitement and fun and the lightsaber thing of it all, and the good versus like one of the ultimate evil people that they introduced, I think it's, for me, I would love that. I'd be like, all right, I need to see more battles like this. Again, I could have picked different scenes with like Han Solo and Princess Leia. I mean, there's so many stuff, but for me, I'm going to say the one scene to rule them all for this time is Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul to the supposed death.
We've mentioned this on multiple episodes. The music by John Williams. This man, there's a documentary on Disney Plus. I recommend y'all go watch it about John Williams, and just
it's amazing.
It's amazing. But he scored the Star Wars music, Superman, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter. I mean, the movie music that Jaws. This man, John Williams. Oh my goodness! I just had to say that. But
he's a beast.
He is a beast. Love it, and it's such a great documentary. So go check that out on Disney Plus. That's not a sponsored ad. That's just hey, it's a really good.
But if they want to sponsor us, we'll be happy.
If Disney Plus wants to give us, a holler,
a little coin,
we'll take that call. Yeah.
Or I guess if it was Star Wars, they would pay us in units, right?
That's right. I'll take it. I'll take credits and units, whatever.
Is it credits or units?
Both. It just depends on where you're at. Yep, where you're at.
I do have to say about the Darth Maul thing. I hate that they killed him off so fast. Like,
he could have been more in the prequels. Yeah,
he could have been, because he was such a badass character.
He was such a good villain too. Like, he
was
cool.
So
he was cool looking. He had the double. Like, you've never seen like a double lightsaber that turned in almost like a bow. If you're into like Star Wars, like lightsaber duels and like fighting, like sword fights and stuff, the prequels are on a whole nother level. Just the way they choreographed those fights, and it's amazing to see all the things that they did with that, and it's really cool.
It is really cool. So anyhow, I would say that one of many bajillion scenes you could pick from.
Yeah, for me, let's talk about one of the most unforgettable moments in Star Wars. Okay. This is the Darth Vader hallway massacre in Rogue One. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so just picture this. It's total darkness. Rebel soldiers are scrambling. They're terrified. And
Mhm.
then you hear the breathing. And
Ooh,
that
I'm
first
there.
snap of the lightsaber lighting up the hallway, red. Chills like every single time, right?
Yes. Yes.
Vader doesn't just fight here. He hunts. He's
Yeah.
lifting guys in the air. He's pinning them to the ceiling. He's cutting them down like it's absolutely nothing. It's like a hallway full of rebels, and he's just going through, and it's
Mhm.
pure horror. It is Vader fully unleashed. Okay. And here's a fun fact about this scene. Okay. The
Yeah.
original cut from this scene was so brutal that they actually got rated R. And so they had to go back and re-edit this scene, which is and dial it back a little bit,
Mhm.
just so they can make the movie PG-13, just because of how graphic it was. But even so, even because they did that, it's
Right.
still one of the scariest, most badass Vader moments that we've ever seen on the screen.
Yeah. We kind of talked about this
Yes,
we
it's
talk about movies and stuff about how you finally get to see him in his quote unquote prime.
his prime. It's just like how scary Vader is. And so
Yeah.
yeah, in this movie, Rogue One is a perfect bridge that takes you from A New Hope, whereas in minutes later, on Rogue One, like after that, he's like chasing down Leia's ship, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And so it's not just a cool scene; it's like a moment that reminds like everyone that Vader's not just a villain; he's a nightmare. And
Yeah.
so, whew, yeah, that is the one scene that I would, if you want something just cool looking, just like
Yeah.
intense, that's where I would go.
Oh no, I don't blame you. No, so I didn't know that there was an edited scene.
Yeah, they had to go back and recut it because
How can I
it.
see that scene?
I know, where's that at? Like, where's the director's cut? I want to see the rated R version. Like,
Oh, you've never seen it.
I wish if there was one, they didn't put it out. If they had
Oh, I
made
thought
it.
maybe like you saw like on YouTube
Oh
or something.
no,
Oh,
I
dang
don't think
it.
it's seen the light of day since they cut it. But I would have loved to see that. Like, what made it rated R? Like a Star Wars movie rated R.
That must have been, I mean, because that scene it's brutal enough on its own. I can't
Yes.
imagine what else they would have done. Was he like decapitating people or something? I mean,
I I don't know. I don't
hmm,
know, but
now
it must have been really, really intense.
geez, yeah. No, I agree with you. That's one of the most badass scenes.
Yeah.
Especially like you hear him breathing first, and then in the
Oh my
pure
gosh.
darkness, that lightsaber comes on, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's
Oh
about to go
man,
down."
it's about to go down. And
Yeah.
what if you love The Mandalorian too, just a really cool opposite. Luke gets his own hallway scene with a whole bunch of droids.
Oh
So
yeah.
he does the exact same thing as Daddy did in
Hmm.
I think it was the season finale of Mandalorian season 2. And that was
Yeah.
like a shock just to see Luke Skywalker on the screen looking like Luke Skywalker of days of old, and seeing him in
Yeah.
his prime as well. Ah, go hand
It's
to
pre-
hand.
it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I'm super excited to watch Star Wars right now.
Yeah, man,
Woo!
I'm hyped.
I'm getting pumped. Let's go.
Let's do
Matter of
it.
fact, since we both picked lightsaber battles, I think this might be the time,
Whoa.
Billy. Are
Yep.
you ready?
Let's do it.
Billy's got the sound effects. I just have the lightsaber.
Mine's like acting up.
Mine
Look
is
at
like.
There we go.
Could you imagine like Luke Skywalker in the middle of a battle? Come on, get on there.
Get on
So
there.
this is us showing this is how cool we are. If you're watching on YouTube, boom. If you're not, check it out. And then you realize how cool we really are.
Yeah.
Or,
Oh my
or we
gosh.
might lose a couple followers. I don't know.
That was horrible. This lightsaber performed poorly.
Yeah, at least mine was dead. Yours is just
Yeah.
like, yeah. Is that a hand crank saber? Low
You
days.
gotta power it up. You gotta wind it up. Wind it up.
Wind it up. Yep.
Oh
Anyhow.
my gosh.
That was
Jeez.
good. That was good. So next, who's the one character you'd bet on to hook someone into Star Wars? Like if they fall in love with this character, they're in.
For me, if I had to pick like one character just to grab someone's soul and pull them to the galaxy of Star Wars, I would pick one of my favorites, Ahsoka Tano. Why Ahsoka? her journey is nothing short of just legendary. It
Mhm.
begins as an eager Padawan of Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars, like one of my favorite series of all time. It's she's bright, she's bold, she's like just brimming with potential, right?
Mhm.
But the galaxy is not.
This is the animated series, right?
This is it's an animated
Okay.
series. She does have a Disney Plus one where she's older now, and we
Mhm.
see her. But yeah, in the Clone Wars and in Rebels, she's a big part of those. The galaxy's not kind to her in the series.
Mhm.
She faces betrayal, injustice, and the heartbreak of those that she trusted the most. Like she's wrongfully cast out of the Jedi Order,
Right.
and that kind of just takes her story arc, where she goes, I am no Jedi, but she's still a hero, right?
Mhm. Right, right.
So she is. The Jedi Order had a whole bunch of rules, regulations, but now she still has the Force, she still has the goodness, she still wants to be a hero. um, she's not held back by those Jedi
Right.
regulations, and she's able to do what she needs to do. And she loves Anakin. Anakin was her mentor,
Mhm.
her just her teacher, and they always had a special relationship. And it's so cool to watch that throughout Clone Wars and then Rebels, and then she has to fight Darth Vader, and just how heartbreaking that was for her, just to see that her master is gone, and just
Right.
her story just from start to finish. Ahsoka Tano is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and so that's
Yeah.
who I would pick, hands down.
That's a
Love
good
her.
pick.
Thank you.
I love her series too. It's really
Yep.
good.
Oh yeah.
So for me, I kind of felt like this is pretty easy. I felt like, and we just talked about this not too long ago. It's Grogu, Baby Yoda.
I love it.
It is like they're like you have the stories that Billy just told, and then you have Baby Yoda, which when Baby Yoda came to be into the public, he won the hearts of
Oh,
literally
millions. Oh my goodness.
everybody. Everybody. You can't go anywhere without seeing Baby Yoda merch or Grogu, is what his real name is. Everywhere. I
Oh
mean,
my
people
gosh.
wear it on their backpacks, clothes. People with rings. They have. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So that was like a merchandise
Gold mine.
explosion.
Mhm.
Yeah, a gold mine's probably the better answer for Star Wars when uh, we were introduced to Baby Yoda on the screen. Do you remember the first time they showed him?
I do. It was the day that Disney Plus premiered.
Right.
As soon as that came on, I was ready. That was the first thing I watched was The
Yeah.
Mandalorian. It premiered with Disney Plus going out. And at the very end, you just see that little, he's this little hand. You see Baby Yoda, and then
Yep.
Mando's just looking down at him, and this, just little baby right there. I bought one of the like official Baby Yoda dolls, right? That looks
Yeah.
really good. I bought it for me. I bought it to actually go on one of my bookcases back here as a decorative piece, and that came in. And of course, Chloe was a lot younger then. Like she
Right.
was like a toddler, and she just gravitated to that doll, and it was hers from that. Like the moment it came in, I had it for maybe like 10 minutes, and then it was hers. And she named him Baby Brother. She took him
Oh.
everywhere. He's still upstairs, Baby Brother. That doll has been loved. If that was like Toy Story, where toys really come to life, that
Right.
doll is up on the pedestal. Like,
Wow.
yeah. So Baby Brother is an official, like when she draws pictures of the family, or she used to, it always had baby brother in the picture. So
That's cool. I like that a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. So for me, easily, I could see someone like sit down and like, oh, what's that? That's like the
Mhm.
cutest thing I've ever seen. And then maybe doesn't make sure doesn't lock in that they're gonna love it for everything, but you can at least get them started. I feel like
I think so too. That's great.
I think Mandalorian's a good place to start, maybe,
Oh,
and bring. I mean,
Mando's, yeah.
it's the best. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's what I would go with. I think that's an easy hook for that. So, what's one part of Star Wars that has nothing to do with the main story, but it's
Mhm.
just plain fun and could pull a newbie in.
A scene that I love. It takes place in Empire Strikes Back, going back to that
Okay.
movie, and
Got it.
it's when Luke is training with Master Yoda, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's on this swamp planet. He goes to find Yoda, and he finds this little green creature that's kind of annoying, kind of silly. He's like,
Yeah.
and come to find out, it's best Jedi Master that he was in search of. So he finds this out, and so he goes through this whole like training montage, like, and Yoda's
Mm-hmm.
having him do all these different things, like lifting. He tries to lift the plane out of the swamp that it crashed there,
Right.
and Yoda does it no problem. And he's like, I don't believe it. How, like how did you do
Yeah.
it? And he's like, that is why you failed. you know. A fun fact about this scene: Yoda was created by Jim Henson, who also
Mhm.
created the Muppets,
Right.
and Yoda was voiced and controlled by one of the most famous puppeteers ever,
Mm-hmm.
Frank Oz,
Yep.
who also voiced who?
Miss Piggy.
Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog and Animal, and so
I
the
didn't know.
same.
I knew about Kermit. I didn't know about Animal.
Yeah, and he was Animal as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is really cool. And so, yeah, the same voice that gives you why are there so many Kermit the Frog gives you the voice of Master Yoda.
Mhm.
But one of the things that I love, like on YouTube, right? There's this. It's so
I know what
great.
you're gonna say.
Yeah, this is so great. There's this page. They make these bad lip reading videos, and so they created a song based off of this scene with Master Yoda. It's called "Seagulls Stop It Now." And so basically, what they do is they take these scenes, they take the words out, and um, their lips are moving, and so it looks like what they're saying. And so they go back and revoice it just to say silly stuff. But it's like seagulls. It's such a funny little video.
So funny. It's so funny.
My wife absolutely loves that video, and so they sell these like little backpacks of Yoda riding on your back at Disney.
I love those.
And so we found one of those, and so I have a video of Michelle just reenacting that whole scene. I love it. I love it.
Can you get her approval to put that on our socials?
She'll be all about it. Yeah, I'll do it. I will post that.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So I'll find that and post that. But yeah, so if you're on YouTube, go look up Seagulls Stop It Now. It's a great scene. And it just brings out the silliness of Star Wars. And so that's my pick. How about you?
I love that. I love that too. So what I'd put down is more like characters, I think, that would just kind of pull you into the main story, maybe not just a scene. I obviously put down Grogu again. I mean, that's an easy person. That's plain and fun. It's part of the story, but there's so many funny things that he does over the series that just makes you really laugh. I think Chewbacca is a character people know and love just because of just the way he talks and speaks. I was on a Disney cruise with Leslie, and we were in the adults area, and one of the things you to do is do a Chewbacca impression for to get points. And I came up and they made me do it in front of everybody. I couldn't do it. My impressions were so bad. They kept on going, give it another try. Yeah, you killed it. Me, I sounded like I was choking on a Chewbacca. I was like, like totally sorry for you guys' ears out there. But I failed miserably. I was laughing so hard I couldn't get it out.
Did she record that? Did Leslie record that by chance?
You know what? She may actually. I think she may have. I don't know if she deleted it or not. But I think she.
Oh no! If she has it, I want to see it.
All right, no, I'll definitely have you see it. It was funny and humiliating, all wrapped up in one.
I love it.
But Chewbacca, I think people love him. He's that big, tall, furry, gives the best hugs in the galaxy.
Best hugs in the galaxy. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And then I also brought in Leia and Han Solo's love story.
There you go.
Because that one that encompasses a couple different films. What's the famous line that people say, and it's all over T-shirts, Billy?
I love you. I know.
Yep. And who says what?
Leia says, "I love you," and of course, Han, being Han.
Yep.
I know.
So their love story is like combative and close and intense and all the fun things that go along with it. And I think that is just another fun thing. I mean, it has something to do with the main story, but I think it's just a fun part of it.
It is, yeah.
The romance of it all.
All right, so moving on to our final round. This is
final round.
Yeah, this is a speed round where I'm going to ask Tim just a few questions, and he's just going to give me no explanation, just his answers, and then he's going to do the same to me afterwards. Okay? So,
okay,
Tim, are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
All right,
go.
Here we go. What planet do you vacation to if you're in Star Wars universe?
So I was thinking about this. I know this has to be quick. I don't know a ton of other like planets that I'd vacation to on Star Wars. They don't all come to my head like that. So I was just taking it back to the boring Tatooine.
Oh, you're going to the desert.
Going to the desert. I don't know. For me, it's just like the original thing. It's like the story of it all. I don't know if I want a vacation there, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. So because this had to be quick style, rapid fire go.
There you go.
So yeah, there's probably another beautiful place I can't think of off the top of my head, but that's what I got.
Okay. If you could pick, would you be a Jedi, a pilot, or a bounty hunter?
That's easy. Jedi.
Okay.
Jedi, taking care of the people, lightsabering it up. Let's go.
Who is the most underrated Star Wars character?
Okay. So I told you last night I had something underrated for you.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
It's underrated, and I think it's really funny. This is a thing that's talked about on the internet. This is not just me, by the way. His name is Nien Nunb. Are you familiar with what I'm going to say? Who this is? Nien Nunb. You may remember the character as Lando Calrissian's co-pilot when he helped fly the Millennium Falcon during the Battle of Endor.
Okay.
But not only that, but you may also recognize him as the name given on the internet as Vagina Face. Now, do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't know if I could Google Vagina Face.
Hold on, we're staying live on this right now while I show Billy something. Hang on one second.
Michelle will be like, "What the heck?"
Star Wars has it all. I don't even know where my phone is. Hold on, Billy.
I'm Googling.
Yeah,
what was his real name?
Nien Nunb, also known as Vagina Face.
Oh yes, okay, yes.
So yeah, you know Vagina Face. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Yes, I know. Okay, I didn't know the name, but I recognized the face.
Have you ever heard him called that before?
Never. That is a new Star Wars fact.
I'm glad. Hey, Star Wars has it all.
They have it all.
No, I heard that being said that once, and I was like, you know what? They're not wrong. Billy, I got some questions for you. You ready?
Let's go. Yes, sir.
All right. Lightsaber color. What'd you pick?
Okay, so I know it's quick, but I asked ChatGPT, like based on what you know about me, what would my lightsaber color be?
Okay.
And it said 100% purple. Like each color of the lightsaber represents certain aspects of you. And then I said, "Hey, Michelle, the ChatGPT says purple." And she's like, "No, you're a blue," which basically blue means like, steady. You're steady, you're brave, inspiring without having to be bold.
Okay.
Purple is more like a balance between the dark side and the good, more heroic, but there's a balance there. You kind of use both. Samuel L. Jackson's the only one that has a purple lightsaber, so he's a good mother choice. But yeah, I guess I think I would pick blue.
All right. Next question is character most likely to survive on Earth.
Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. And why is that?
He is just somebody that he can adapt to any environment. He goes from, he was a general in the Clone Wars. This Jedi Master who is on the council, and he goes to live on Tatooine. He adapts to this whole new culture to kind of be close to Luke, and then he's got emotional control. He's very skilled, So he's like diplomatic and he can negotiate and then he can defend himself. And so I think he has all the characteristics to survive wherever he's at. And so that would be my pick.
Okay, I like that. And then Star Wars snack or merch for a newbie. What do you got?
Okay. So Pop Funkos are so fun. I have a whole line of
Oh
about
yeah.
20 different Pop Funkos Star Wars right here that I'm looking at. That's up on my wall. And then those are great. You can always, we all have our Star Wars clothes. The amount of
Yep.
Star Wars clothes that I have as a almost 42-year-old is kind of ridiculous, but it's okay because I married a hot doctor, so I'm good.
There you go. Hot doctor.
Yeah, I don't have to impress anybody. For snacks, I love the blue milk. It's very prominent in Star Wars, blue milk, and they have a blue milk stand in Galaxy's Edge at Disney World and Disneyland.
Right.
You can have them add rum to it, makes it extra special.
Ooh.
But one other thing I love, if you go to Oga's Cantina at Galaxy's Edge, you can order a fuzzy tauntaun, and that has this bubble foam on it that actually makes your lips numb. It's crazy. Have you ever had one?
No, I haven't even heard of that one. It's been a while since I've been in there. I know they have a bunch of crazy concoctions, but no, I haven't heard that one.
All right, next time we go, we're going to have a fuzzy tauntaun and we're going to make our lips numb and we'll film it for everybody.
Fuzzy tauntaun was also the name of the guy Vagina Face.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I apologize, but so you can call him whatever you want. Neon Numb, Vagina Face, or Fuzzy tauntaun. Okay.
There you
go. Good answer, though. Good answer.
Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, folks. We're coming to the last segment of our episode, right? This one is going to be, if we're gonna basically have a Star Wars draft. All right, we're gonna have different categories, and we're gonna draft our favorite Star Wars characters. So if you ever want to rewatch or watch for the first time with fresh eyes, now you'll have a path. Okay, for the first round, we're going with our VIP number one pick out of anybody. Who and Tim, you can go first, and I'll go second, and then we'll just flip it up each other question afterwards. So who is your VIP first pick?
For me, I felt like this was an easy one. Darth Vader.
Gosh,
Darth Vader for sure. He's a badass, strong, feared, struggling with good and evil, like we talked about. And I mean, and Billy, your favorite scene is with Darth Vader. Everyone knows this guy, and
he's on my shirt.
Oh, he is on your shirt. He's not. He's also in Billy's underwear, which he just showed on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, come watch.
There you go.
Wait a minute, is that your fuzzy tauntaun? Get that. Put that
back. Wow.
Anyhow, I'm going with Darth Vader. Like we said, he's the badass for me, man, for sure.
There you go. I'm actually going to pick Obi-Wan Kenobi as my VIP.
Oh,
kind of yeah, because like I said earlier, he's a balanced warrior. Kind of went through his wisdom and his leadership. He's a great Force user, so that is my number one, Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there.
I love that. Obi-Wan too. He just spans so much of the Star Wars film canon and much further out beyond that too. And he battles pretty much like the most epic people of all time.
He's one of the best characters. I absolutely love Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And I loved his series on
Yes, I did too. Oh.
Talking about that, talking about some other Vader moments he has in that movie, in that show as well. Man, Vader is insanely strong. When he grabs that spaceship and pulls it back in,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that show. Yeah, I forgot about all that. And it's so good. And the way that they did the lighting when they fought each other in that one scene where it's blue and it's red, and you kind of see little bits of blue lighting in Vader, and then it just goes straight red when he gets angry, and just you can see the struggle of Darth Vader, like the goodness of Anakin, and then the inner struggles of evil and the power of the dark side and all that stuff with Vader.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No. That was my side tangent, but yeah, that's amazing. Also, okay, good picks. So we're on to round 2. This is our hero pick. Who's your big hero, Billy?
Okay, I'm going with Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
Is a big. I mean,
yeah,
he is an insanely powerful Jedi. He comes from this journey from a farm boy to this legendary hero.
Mm-hmm.
He has like that raw force potential because he wasn't trained until he was older. You know, they used to find force kids, like kids with the power of the force, like when they were younger, and train them in the Jedi temples.
Yeah.
But he was a lot older. So he came into that. But just the way, if you just learn Luke Skywalker's story and how he just mastered it, and I'm excited to see what they do with him now that they have the technology to kind of see Luke in his actual like Jedi prime, like kind of like we saw on the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, like I was talking about earlier, to see that Luke Skywalker where he's already just, I mean, he's top peak, you know. Yeah. Luke, when you think of Star Wars, Luke Skywalker is at the top of the list as well. So that's my hero pick.
Absolutely. I actually had Luke Skywalker down too, but I had a backup.
Yep.
Obi-Wan for me.
Oh, well, you can't pick Obi. Obi's off the board.
Oh, I thought it was just for different rounds. Okay.
Yeah.
And you picked Luke Skywalker already and Obi-Wan. So big hero. You know, I'm gonna have to go with can I go with Yoda?
You can go with Yoda. Oh, that's a good pick.
I'm gonna go with Yoda.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, just him in general, his powers, his leadership, his wisdom, his knowledge, the history of him. I didn't mention before when you were talking about Yoda in the scene when you first see him, they really made him really kind of goofy and annoying. Like at first, I didn't really like Yoda. I'm like, who is this wacko character? They kind of, am I wrong? Did they kind of change his character a little bit?
They did. They made him more serious, more wise. I mean, he still was, but he had been on in solitude for so long. He just was this goofy. And, you know, the Muppets, you know, when it first came out, the Muppets and being a puppet and all this stuff, they wanted that Baby Yoda effect back then, if you will. And so he had more silliness, like to bring light, and kind of that's why it was like more of a fun episode or fun scene, versus he still had the thing, but they especially in the prequels, you kind of see how serious he was, and you know all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they do kind of change the tone a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's completely off topic, and sorry, we're not trying to go deeper dive. This is for people who don't care about Star Wars.
That's right.
We talk to you. We talk to our people who are like, all right, I'm done. All right, so what do we have up next?
All right, so we are going with this. You go first on this round. Your villain pick. And so Vader's already off the board because you already picked him.
For me, it's have to be Emperor Palpatine. I mean, when you talk about Darth Vader being a badass, being unstoppable, he still has to answer to Emperor Palpatine.
Yep.
He still bows. He bows beneath him at his feet, and it has to give him that respect. So if you're talking about the biggest baddie in the world, who we talked about, Darth Vader, who's all this stuff, and he still has to answer to this guy, the Emperor, who's scary as hell, shoot lightning out of his hands. I mean, and he's just like a puppet master in this whole epic thing. So for me, it has to be Emperor Palpatine. I'm sorry,
you stole my pick. Gosh, sorry. And I have a couple options. There's so many great picks. I'm gonna go Kylo Ren. Gosh, Kylo.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
He's so strong. Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, the son of Leia and Han Solo, grandson to Darth Vader. So he's got that. He's got that Jedi dark side blood, and he is very emo, and that just gives you power when you use the dark side. Your emotions. Yeah, super strong, but he still struggles with his connection because he does have that light, the Leia, Han, and all that stuff as well. But Yeah, it was back and forth. I had a couple really good ones, but yeah, I'm gonna go with for villain since Palpatine and Vader's off the board. I'm going Kylo.
I'm sorry, I took off some big names there. I apologize. I
No
didn't know what
worries.
you. We don't know who we're picking, so we don't
Yep.
talk about it.
Yep.
All right, that's that.
Okay.
But Kylo Ren,
Mhm.
bad mofo. And then the Knights of Ren, is that what they're called?
The Knights of Ren. Yep. He had his
They
boys.
are
Yeah.
amazing too
Yep.
to watch. Anyhow,
Yep.
so
Absolutely.
all right. So next up, we have the droids. Who gets the best sidekick?
Okay.
I guess it doesn't have to be droids necessarily, but I think that's what we're going with here.
Okay, and I go first on this one. I have some really
Yes,
good
sir.
ones. So out of the droids, like they give the droids such great personality. That's like a strong point in Star Wars. And so there's some really good choices. They're sarcastic, they're
Oh yeah,
there's one. Okay, I have to pick R2D2 just
Yeah.
because I mean, you can't get more epic than that and the droids. There are a few other really good options.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with R2D2.
yeah. R2D2, good pick. This is the guy. He's not even a guy, but he's the person who gets it done. He never falters. He's not scared. He's not nervous. He doesn't have anxiety. He just knows how to get the job done and what to do to make it happen. So
Yep.
I think that's a great pick. I was going to say that, but I also had BB-8.
BB-8's a great.
BB-8 is like the one to the new generation who didn't grow up with R2D2, right? So BB-8 again, he's got the sarcasm. He's fearless. He's ready to take on anyone, do anything in battle. And he's just a fun character, and it's kind of fun to say BB-8 too.
Yep. I mean, if you kind of look up in this corner right there, it's mirrored.
Oh, I see.
You can
Yeah.
see BB. Woo woo.
So yeah. So for me, BB-8 for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so round 5 is our wild card pick. So Tim, you go first on this one. Who are you picking as your wild card?
My wild card is the Mandalorian.
Dang it, Tim! Gosh, every single pick, bro. I was saving Den for that one, man. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can go back to Vagina Face if you want.
No, that's okay.
That'd be a wild card pick.
It would be.
But the Mandalorian, when they introduced the Mandalorian series on Disney Plus when it launched, man, I mean, so first of all you think about when you see Mandalorian is Boba Fett, right? Because that's the first time you've ever seen that kind of outfit they wear and that kind of thing. And so I feel like Boba Fett was not used as much as he possibly could have been in that whole movie series.
You're right.
He's like in and out in little pieces, right? And so
yes.
To get a whole series on somebody who is a Mandalorian to looks like that and all the things that you watched kind of growing up, man, I was hooked from second one. Like what amazing bounty hunter he is in that series. So for me, easily the wild card was Mandalorian. I'm sorry, Billy.
That's okay. It is okay. Who is my wild card now that Mando is gone? I'm gonna go with Han Solo.
Oh, okay.
He's not a Force user, but he is a smuggler. He is rough. He shot first. He's very quick-witted as well, and he's just pretty epic in the story.
He's a leader.
He is a leader. So I'm going old Harrison Ford, Han Solo as my wild card.
All right. What leads us to the final round, the tiebreaker?
My last and final pick. Who do I want to go with? Yeah, I think I got to. I love him. We talked about him earlier. He gives the best hugs in the galaxy. The one, the only, Chewbacca. So I get Chewie and Han Solo on my team.
Wow.
It just makes that stronger. So there you go.
It is. That's the epic partnership.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I'm going to have to go with basically, because we've now said so many main characters, but this one who is also a badass is Princess Leia.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Or Leia Organa or whatever you want to call her.
Very appropriate to be on our list. Yep.
Yeah, especially for an MVP. I mean, this girl is fearless, man. She's not scared of anything. She's ready to take on Vader, chew him out face to face, which she does actually in the movie. She's not scared of anything. she's not scared of anything, you know. And then you start to see her softer side with Luke, and then the romance that builds with Han Solo and all that comes out of that. And then in the later movies with, you know, her son being Kylo Ren and all the things that goes in with that. But yeah, she's a total badass. She's she's really, I think, the glue that keeps the story together between Luke and Han and everybody, you know. She's kind of like that center point, I feel like. And I think for that, I think she's definitely the true MVP.
Absolutely. And those who have never watched Star Wars before, she is also a surprise Luke's twin sister.
What?
And so, yes. And so she is part of the Vader family as well. They separated them at birth. She got the good end of the stick and got to go be a princess, whereas Luke had to go to the desert and work with his family on a desert farm. So for those taking count, my team is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren, R2-D2, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. And then Tim's team is
Darth Vader, Yoda. I also have Emperor Palpatine. BB-8, Mandalorian, and Princess Leia. So I feel like we both got some solid teams there.
We do. So who do you all think won this draft? Do you think it was Tim? Do you think it was me? Hey, let us know on social media, please, who won. We'll make a post for this, and we'll hear your thoughts.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll find out from you guys. We love you guys, the listeners. Billy, thanks for a great episode. This is Billy's pitch for this episode. He laid it out perfectly with the draft and everything. So great job on that.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, this was a fun one, and we really appreciate y'all. Like we said earlier, hey, don't forget, if you are on Facebook or on Instagram, social media, TikTok, if you tag us in a post, we need hype men, we need hype women. Hype up the podcast, tag us, and you're going to be entered into a drawing for some Amazon gift cards.
Yes,
that's all you have to do. When you tag us, we'll see it, and we'll put your name in, and we'll do a drawing there for a couple of them. And so you can get a gift card from us. And then we're always also taking 5-star written reviews on Apple podcast. If you got that app, just click on that, give us 5 stars, write us a nice raving review. That helps us get the word out to all you beautiful people. We want to grow. We want people to hear this, and we need your help. And so we're willing to give you an Amazon gift card. You know, you have a chance to win if you do that.
It is like we said, we shared at the very beginning. We're so excited, and we're thankful for the 10,000 downloads.
That's right.
Plus now. And so we know you're out there, and we appreciate you. So please help us spread the word. You know, we won't beg anymore, but we're having a great time with it. This was such a fun episode today.
Yes, so this made my heart happy. So I hope you all enjoyed it as well. And if you don't appreciate Star Wars, maybe this will help you give it another chance, or a first chance. So there you go.
Give peace a chance, as we said at the very beginning, if you're a Jedi. But thanks again for joining us for another amazing episode of All the Everything Podcast. We can't wait to be with you guys next time. I hope you have a great week, and may the Force be with you all.
Bye, y'all.